This is the Superior XF Trail. It's lightweight, affordable, and best yet, comes with quite an impressive set of components for the price. But what we all really want to know is how it performs out there on the trail. And as I'm just about a few weeks away from popping out this baby, I've solicited the help of my husband to put the bike through its paces. And ever since then, I haven't been able to wipe this stupid grin off his face, which I think is a good thing. So in this video, we're breaking down the frame features, geometry, and part spec of the XF 939 and 919 TR models to see just why my husband's been so stoked. Let's start by checking out the frame, which uses Superior's signature triple-butted X6 aluminum tubing, making the bike light but strong. How light, you might ask? Well, super light, as the 939 model comes in at just under 30 pounds, or 13.6 kilograms. This is pretty unheard of for a 130mm travel aluminum bike. But don't worry, Superior hasn't slashed any features to save the weight. You still get 2 water bottle mounts inside the front triangle, an integrated chain guide, and a generous down tube and chainstay protector. It also gets all the modern standards you'd expect on a modern downcountry bike, such as internal cable routing, a threaded bottom bracket, and boost-through axles in the front and rear. One of the ways Superior has kept the weight down is by using a flex-stay suspension design, which essentially eliminates a pivot in the rear triangle and instead relies on the inherent flexing of the tubing. Not only does this save weight, but it also makes for a very efficient and sporty feeling bike. That, paired with the longer stroke shock found on the trail models, makes for a perfect balance between efficiency and comfort on everything from mellow flow trails to exposed alpine single track. Just as with the bike suspension setup, the geometry on the Superior XF Trail is designed to be as quick and nimble as a cross-country bike, but is capable and forgiving as a trail bike. And so it should be no surprise that the frame takes influences from both. It has a 66-degree head tube angle, which again strikes the perfect balance between low-speed maneuverability and high-speed charging. It also gets balanced 432mm chainstays, as well as a short reach and a low stack across all 4 sizes. This keeps you in a pretty aggressive riding position, perfect for putting down the power on tough climbs. It also keeps the wheelbase nice and compact, which once again improves handling on tight, technical trails. Lastly, to maintain high rolling speed on a variety of terrain, every size XF Trail comes with 29-inch wheels, front and back. One of my favorite things about all the bikes we sell here at BikesOnline is that they're always spec'd with significantly higher end components than what you'd expect for the bike. The alloy XF Trails are no exception. Let's start with the XF 919. At the front of the bike is a 140mm RockShox 35 Gold RL. This fork uses RockShox's legendary motion control damper that allows for easy, straightforward compression and rebound adjustment. My husband was also a pretty big fan of the 35mm stanchions, which are plenty stiff enough for this bike's intended use, even for larger riders. This is paired with a RockShox Monarch RT shock in the rear, which, as I mentioned earlier, does a great job of balancing efficiency and comfort. For those looking for even less pedal bob, say while climbing steep fire roads, there's an easily accessible lockout switch that can be reached from the saddle. Another huge highlight is the 12-speed Shimano Deore drivetrain, which is unheard of at this price. Unsurprisingly, the shifts were incredibly smooth, and given Shimano's reputation for reliability, with proper maintenance, it should stay that way for years to come. And as if that wasn't enough, Superior has also spec'd this thing with Shimano's MT420 dual-piston hydraulic disc brakes. For whatever reason, many companies choose to save money by putting lousy, undergun brakes on their budget-oriented bikes, which is annoying at best and downright dangerous at worst. So kudos to Superior here. In terms of touch points, you'll get a set of handlebars, stem, and grips from Superior's in-house brand, One. The bike also comes with a One dropper seat post and physique saddle. Lastly, the XF 919 rolls on a pair of 2.4-inch Schwalbe knobby Nick tires, which are known for their impressively low rolling resistance while still maintaining great grip on a variety of trail surfaces. All of this puts the total weight of a medium bike at 32.6 pounds or 14.8 kilograms. That's lighter than a lot of hardtails at this price. Next up, let's talk about the Superior XF 939 TR, Superior's flagship aluminum trail bike. As you'd imagine, it sees a pretty significant bump in component quality across the board. The fork gets swapped to the lighter RockShox Revelation RC, And for bonus style points, gets custom gold graphics to match the bike's beautiful frame. The drivetrain and brakes get an upgrade as well, swapping the Dior components for the XT derailleur and SLX shifter, as well as going one tier up on the brakes. This not only sheds weight, but also improves performance. My husband Josh said this was most noticeable while shifting, and with the XT derailleur, the shifts were still just as smooth as before, but now noticeably faster, which is critical while riding quickly through undulating terrain. One of the biggest talking points, however, has to be the DT Swiss M1900 spline wheels. These strong, lightweight, and reliable wheels are usually found on bikes costing twice as much as the XF939, and are surely a big part of the reason why the bike comes in at under 30 pounds. Another great feature about these wheels is the rear hub's ratchet system, which uses a unique design that pairs fast engagement with increased service life. The rest of the components, including the Schwabe knobby necks and 1 contact points, remain the same between both models. As I've already mentioned, my husband had a blast riding this bike. With its low weight, fast rolling tires, and efficient suspension setup, it made climbs a breeze, while the balanced geometry and powerful brakes made things just as fun on the descents. And I really think the idea of the bike being equally fun on the way up as it is on the way back down is a great way to think of this bike. So, who do I recommend this bike for? Well, first up are riders who live in areas with more technical, undulating terrain. In other words, you might not have the highest mountains, but you're going up and down and over rocks and roots your entire ride. Places that come to mind are Sedona, Arizona, or even my hometown of Bend, Oregon. A bigger trail bike or enduro bike would likely feel pretty lethargic here, whereas the quick, sporty, superior XF TRs make these types of rides come alive. Up next are riders that are looking for long, epic days in the saddle. This is often called marathon riding, and the superior XF Trail's increased comfort and forgiveness, combined with its XC-focused weight and suspension kinematics, makes it a perfect fit for this style of riding. And for those of you out there looking for even more weight savings, you should check out the XF929 TR, which gets essentially the same components as the 939, but swaps the alloy frame for a carbon one, bringing the total weight down to just over 27 pounds or 12 kilograms. Lastly, you know I have to plug my favorite BikesOnline bike, the Polygon Siskiyou T8. This bike gets 10 more millimeters of travel front and rear, as well as a bit burlier frame design and more aggressive geometry. This is a great option for folks who are willing to sacrifice just a bit of climbing performance for increased speed and forgiveness on the way back down. So if you have any other questions regarding these two awesome bikes we covered today, please drop a comment below. While you're down there, make sure to support the work that BikesOnline does by liking and subscribing to the BikesOnline channel, where I'll be hanging out. And after you've done that, get out there, get on your bike, and get ripping.